All right, we're going to talk about today's plays of the day. Two shorts, two winners coming up next. All right, we're back. You can see that I got a daily chart right here of MBII. I was watching this one on Friday. I actually played it on Friday. I bought it, caught a little squeeze up, and then sold it. Didn't make much on it, but it pulled back. So let's look at the daily. Let's look at the intraday chart. So Friday. So it pulled back. And I was watching it, and I told myself, I was actually long biased on this one over the weekend. I told myself, if this thing can hold $3, because if you look at the daily chart over $3, that's a nice little breakout. And if it can hold that whole dollar move, I was thinking that this thing could squeeze more. So if it could hold this $3 level, I was long biased on it. It gapped down quite a bit. Right at the open, it just started failing. Let's look at it. Right here, it started failing right at the open. And then it started to bounce a little bit. I almost shorted into this bounce, but so many times I have shorted it into a bounce like this too early. And it just came back and took off and broke and went green to red and then just went off without me, and I got squeezed on it. And then all of a sudden it failed more, to my surprise. So then I was like, all right, I got to wait for this thing to bounce, and I'll start in on a short. So I waited patiently. I almost shorted here. When it got back to $3, that's when I started shorting. I first got short at, I think, like 303 with half a position size. And then I shorted some more at 306. And then I shorted some more at 311. Or 312. It had a pullback right here. When it pulled back, I covered half my position, and I think like 297 or 296 right here. I covered half, and then I waited for it to bounce some more. When it put this lower high in and it couldn't go higher than 310, I shorted some more at 306. I covered half here at like in the I think at 290, 291. And then covered the rest at, I think, 282. So, and if I would have had more patience, I could have covered the rest down here in the low 260s, but I didn't have enough patience to hold all day. So, yeah, that was my first trade of the day. Next one was Cassie, which I was actually long biased on this one, too. So this one, I shorted this one on Friday when it put the lower high in. Friday it put the lower high in. I actually got a great entry in the... Actually, I got squeezed on it to begin with. I tried shorting here at 7, and then I got squeezed up into this area. I added to my position, and I think it's 736, and then I got my average down. And when I got my average up and it came and it pulled back, I actually got out for a small gain right here. So that got me... adding to my position, got my average up, and then whenever it pulled back, I got out. And then I waited for it to squeeze some more. It topped out, it pulled back, and then when it put the lower high in, I shorted it pretty aggressively. Probably a little too aggressive because it made me where I was kind of impatient. I immediately covered some into this first jerk back because, for all you know, this is a lower high, and then it comes back even more. So I covered half at like 225, I think it was. It bounced. To my surprise, it came down some more. So then I covered some more into this fail, I think at 215, and then I covered the rest at 7. I covered the rest at 7, and then it came all the way down to the 660s. But still, I caught this nice little move right here. Made some good gains on it, and then this morning, I thought to myself, I was actually long biased on this one too. Okay, so this thing is holding 7. And I told myself if this thing can hold 7, that I think this has the potential to squeeze up, at least test the high from Friday, or possibly break out and squeeze up higher. So we'll go to the intraday chart. And this thing started gapping down too. Cassie was gapping down right at the open. It was dropping. I didn't want to chase it, just like I didn't want it with the other one. So I waited for it to bounce, and then I started shorting in pieces. I shorted. I think I got my first short in at 6:45, right in here, which is a little early. But I mean, you know, I didn't know if this thing was just going to continue down all day long or what. So I only took a quarter position, a small position. Then I got some more in the 650s, and then I got some more in the 660s. And then I just watched it all day long. I almost covered right here in the 670s, but I held through this little squeeze because it was looking pretty weak. And then I covered down here for profits. I took off some. I took some into this dip right here. I was watching this, and I got out some. I got a real good exit at 640 for half my shares, and then it bounced. And whenever it came down here and started consolidating down here, and the rest, I got out the rest. I think it's 625. And then I was done for the day. Then I went and took a nap. Anyway, so that's the end. Those are my 2 trades today. I'm all done. Thanks for watching. Subscribe.